I'll be real here. Part of my writer villain origin story is the anger that I felt when JK Rowling just started retconning her story via her fucking Twitter feed. There is no reason why I need to hear about wizards shitting in corners and vanishing the evidence on someone's fucking Twitter feed. Absolutely not. If you want to do that, write some supplementary material. And I'm sure that she did. I'm sure she added it to Pottermore like afterwards. But the first time I hear about this does not need to be on a fucking Twitter feed. Like, okay, so I'm going to bring it back to Lord of the Rings for a second, just because I'm obsessed. I've always been obsessed with it. And the Rings of Power has me in a chokehold right now. You don't necessarily need to talk about the shits and plumbing and all of that. But if you're not going to talk about it, don't call attention to it, because we don't normally think about the rings of power and like how the elves are shitting. And the reason why we don't normally think about that is because Tolkien doesn't really call attention to it. Like, his story is not concerned with the shitting of elves and dwarves and humans and all of that. Like, we know that there's like a system for that, but like it's just so in the periphery, it doesn't matter. And Game of Thrones, like, does call attention to the shitting and the pooping and the peeing and all of that, but it calls attention to bathroom stuff because it's relevant for the characters and stuff, because Arya has to make sure that she can still pass as a boy, trying to, like, working her way up to the wall where she was trying to get to in seasons 2 and 3, and in A Clash of Kings and The Storm of Swords, like, she needed to make sure that she could still pass as a boy, so she needed to talk about bathroom stuff. So there's reasons why, like, things like that came up. And then, like, Lord of the Rings, like, they're like, obviously they do bathroom things, and they have human moments where they need to do that, but the story just doesn't call attention to it, so we just don't think about it. It's not something that we think about until the author calls attention to it. And the problem with Harry Potter is that there was clearly an answer, because they had plumbing, because they had the fucking first floor girls' bathroom, and they had the Chamber of Secrets and all of that stuff. So, like, we knew that they had bathroom stuff. We weren't asking any questions about pre-industrial shitting habits of English wizards. And then JK Rowling said, that's nice. We're going to talk about people shitting in corners and vanishing the evidence on my fucking Twitter feed. Like, you have magic. And people had chamber pots and, like, other ways to pee and poop in just out in the world. So, like, why were they doing this? And it opens up so much more questions than it closes. And it's like, girly, we didn't ask. We didn't ask about this. This was not something that you needed to overcomplicate. And then now you've overcomplicated it. And now we're sitting here thinking about people shitting in corners and vanishing the evidence. It makes me so angry. It's such an annoying thing, because, like, Harry Potter was formative for me. It's formative for every fucking millennial. And it's just the way that it's just been so diminished in recent years due to JK's politics and the way that things have been consistently retconned in the world building. It's really dumb. This is just a really, 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 really dumb thing. I cannot express to you how dumb it is. And I could go on about this for so long, and I'm sure there would just be intervals of me looking at the sky and going, why did this happen? Like, I swear to you, this is one of those things where I'm like, world building is so important, and you can't, like, half-ass it, and you can't just add random little, like, grenades of details on your fucking Twitter feed.